Hi everybody, this is Sue, and welcome to my channel. I'm sorry I haven't made a video in quite a while. Things have been happening here at home, and I just have not had the opportunity to blog. But tonight I'm going to attempt a tutorial on how to make a pair of ladies' panties out of an old t-shirt. Now you can go buy lingerie fabric. I was kind of shocked at how expensive it was when I priced it on Amazon. Whoa, okay. But an old t-shirt, if you're an old grandma like me and you don't care, you just want to wear a pair of comfortable panties, an old t-shirt that you got at a garage sale works pretty good. Now what you need to do is you're going to have to cut the t-shirt at the seams, and if it's got any advertising on it like this one does, let's see if I can get it into this one's got it looks like maybe for a resort or an apartment complex or something. I'm not sure what the Oaks of Edgewood is, or where it came from for that matter. I just got it at a garage sale. Now there's certain things, after you've cut this up and you've laid out your pattern, there's certain things that you need to look at, especially if you've cut up an old pair of panties that you're going to use for a pattern. Okay, this crotch does not go with this pair of panties, but I've made several pairs out of this and it works fine. So when you lay this out, one of the things you want to look at, this is the back, this is the front. And first of all, you want to check and see what happens is, as you wear your underwear, it stretches when you wear it, it shrinks when you wash it, so it becomes distorted over time. One of the things you need to look at is the sides. Are they crooked or are they straight? If they're crooked, you need to straighten them out. Just take your ruler, lay it down there, and just, you don't have to cut off a lot, but you need to get them straightened out. Otherwise you're going to have crooked. That's what happened to me with my first pair, because I didn't realize all the things that I'm going to tell you here. I didn't realize it. Also, another thing, the front and the back, and I don't understand why, but sometimes the front is shorter than the back. In this pair, there's a good inch difference. Let me pick this up. I hope I don't make you sick. And I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's a good inch difference between the front and the back. Well, I'll tell you what, it's a whole lot easier if you add on to the top. You add an inch onto the top and a half an inch onto the bottom of the front. It works out a whole lot easier. Now when you lay this down, you want to put it on the fold, and you want to take it, and where you're going to fold it in half is at the crotch. because this is never going to match up over here on the sides. But the one thing you don't want is for that crotch to be crooked, because it will bunch up and it will be uncomfortable. Make sure that where you fold it in half is at the crotch, right here at the crotch. You want to fold that in half and pin it onto your shirt, so that this crotch is not crooked. You can straighten the sides out, and like this pair here, the sides are not even. One side's longer than the other, and that comes from wearing it and washing it and wearing it and washing it. So what I do is I cut the shirt apart. Here they are. I bought these pair of scissors at Walmart. They're made for thick fabrics, and let me tell you, they have been a godsend. You want to cut this shirt apart at the seams. And this shirt doesn't have seams. It's a tube. How about that? Okay, so we're going to cut the sleeves off. Now, let me tell you, the sleeves are about the right size to cut the crotch. You need two of the crotch, one of the front, one of the back. That's it. It's a super easy pattern. Just pin it onto the sleeve. Just pin the crotch. I'm going to pick this up again. Okay, just pin the crotch onto the sleeve, and then pin the, and I think this just might be big enough. Now this shirt is huge. I don't know where I got it, at a garage sale, I guess. But anyway, since this shirt is a tube, I've got plenty of room to fold this in half. This is the crotch area here. And pin it onto the fold. And then cut this out. Most of the shirts that I use are my old shirts that I'm not wearing anymore for whatever reason. They don't fit. I cut out another pair a while ago. Hated to do it. It was a shirt I liked, but it had a big stain on the front of it. I couldn't wear it anymore. So I gave it a second life by, oh yeah, I'm going to be able to get this cut out here. But I'm not going to cut it out just because it just takes too long. But just pin it on. Remember, if you're going to add onto the front, remember, if you're going to add onto the front, I leaned back there because my back is hurting, that you've got to add that on. And, you know, it might be a good idea to mark it on your fabric before you start cutting. But hopefully, if you have questions, ask me. But I'm not going to cut it out tonight. I already have one cut out. Now the materials that you're going to need for this, you're going to need, of course, your panty. Let's do this again. You're going to need the panty, and you're going to need some elastic. Now, Walmart does sell this sparkly elastic. I think they've got it in white and black, and it's really pretty, but I'm out of it. I just have this little piece left. So this is just regular elastic, 1-inch non-roll. 1-inch non-roll for the waistband, and then for the legs I recommend the 1/4-inch non-roll. And so I'm going to now show you how to sew this together. It's very easy, it's very quick, and you know, like I said, if you want to order lingerie fabric, go ahead, but I don't have very much money, so I'm just cutting up old t-shirts. Okay, sorry, I have all right. So now, what we do, the first thing we do when we sew this together is we take the crotch, and you got to make sure that you're sewing the front of the crotch to the front of the panty and the back to the back. So make sure that you've got this, and you need 2 of these. 1 of the front, 1 of the back. Okay, so you lay this down. Let me see if I can. Oh, ooh, my microphone fell off. Sorry about that. Does that tighten down? Maybe it does. Okay, so I don't want that falling off again. Okay, now then. Let's see. I can see what you're seeing. All right. Okay. Now then, this might be too wide, and what you do, if it is you put this on its highest setting, on its not highest setting, but your basting stitch. Mine is a 5 on my machine, and you want it on straight stitch because you're going to gather, and it usually works out that it's easier if I gather it anyway. So let's see, let's put you over here. I hate to say this, but I have lost the charger for this camera, and I found an old cell phone charger that fits, and so it's tethered to my laptop over here, and it's a short tether. So I hope that you can see this. Okay. And so just kind of along the edge here, first thing is just to kind of do a gathering stitch, and oh, fantastic, I just ran out of bobbin thread. No, I didn't. What happened to it? Well, let's do this again. Since I'm doing this, let me show you. This is the bobbin. This is the shuttle. Now the bobbin has to fit into the shuttle like this, and there's a little, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a little notch right there in the shuttle, and it points in the direction that the bobbin should be turning in. So you put it down into that little notch, and then there's a little plate along here, and that is your tension plate. You want to turn that to see that bobbin is going in the right direction. It's turning in the right direction. You want to be able to pick it up like this. It's not going to slide down. It does spin around, but that's okay. It's not going to slide down. It's just going to hang there. That means that the tension's right on there. Now, some people will tell you to go ahead, and this is the little screw right here that adjusts the tension. I don't mess with that. That's the right tension for cotton thread, and I don't mess with that. So, to put it into the machine, you open this little latch. I don't know if you can see that or not. You open this little latch. This is what you hold on to it with. This thing here has to be pointing up. And you put it into the machine. Okay. Okay, you put this into the machine, and there's a little groove inside the sewing machine that you push that into. That little groove has to be up at the top too. Now then, to raise the bobbin thread, you turn, this is called the wheel, or the fly wheel, here on the side. You turn that one revolution, that pulls the bobbin thread up, and you grab a hold of it, and it should come to the back. And let's see here. So we'll try this again, because for some reason that didn't sew. The bobbin thread got lost and it didn't sew. Alright, well, let's do this again. Now then, as you can see, that didn't sew again. What is going on with this? Huh. Okay. That doesn't look too good. Let's do. That bobbin thread keeps breaking. I'm just going to change out the bobbin. I've got a bunch of bobbins that I'm trying to use up the thread on them, and so I've got gray in the top right here, and then I've just been going through these old bobbins and it's going the wrong way. All right. There we go. Now, I'm not sure what you can see. We'll try this again. I don't know, this is like the third time that I have tried to do this video, and something. Okay, now then, to gather this, and you don't want to gather it very much, just a little bit to get this to fit. And you'll have to do the same thing with the back. Just pull on the bobbin thread like this, and that will pull that up, and you can gather that to where that is going to fit. And you do the same thing with the back. You don't want to backstitch or anything if you're just doing a gathering stitch, because you want to be able to adjust it. You want to be able to pull on it. Okay. So pull that, I don't know what you can see, pull that bobbin thread and gather that up so that the crotch will fit, and you can adjust it. You can spread this out again if you need to. You can but I have found that I do need to kind of gather it in a little bit, but that's okay. Now then, we're going to take this crotch, and there's two pieces, remember, so there's a front and a back, and you want to pin this on here. So you want the pretty sides facing the pretty sides, and that's going to fit. Yay! Alright, so now then, the second, that's not straight. Now then, the second piece goes on the wrong side of this, but again, pretty side facing pretty side, so you're going to have it face this this front crotch here. The back crotch is going to face the front crotch, and you're going to pin that on at the same time. And you want that to be even. You don't want it all bunched up, because then you've got to take it out. And don't ever be afraid to take something out, because you will make mistakes when you sew. And my mom always told me when she was teaching me to sew, if you haven't ripped out enough thread to make it to the moon and back, you haven't learned a thing. So don't ever be discouraged about making a mistake in your sewing. That's why that seam ripper is in your toolbox, is because everybody makes mistakes. So now we've got the inside crotch panel and the outside crotch panel pinned onto the front. So we're going to sew this. Let's see, let's back that up to about a 3. And you can do this on a zigzag, because this is stretch fabric.